Do you like to waste money? Well, my guess is not as much as the politicians do. Because it says that James cleverly spent £655 per person on in-flight catering. And as you can see there, that was for a one-day trip to Rwanda. And it goes down to give us some more figures in a moment. But 655 quid per person, just for food on a plane. Like I said, that really is mad. Because it says that the FOI request has revealed that the then Home Secretary spent £9,803. Like I said, just for catering. And it says that he went to Kigali, which is in Rwanda, just to sign the deportation deal in 2023, where they never actually deported a single person. So like I said, we'll have a look at some more figures in a moment. But the fact that all of this was for absolutely nothing. I gotta tell you, politicians really are special people. They can just spend almost £10,000 just on food. In fact, let me have a look how many people it was, because it really wasn't that many. Because it says he travelled to Kigali with officials and a TV crew. And it goes on to say that it was an 8.5-hour return flight. And he took 14 officials. And they do kind of come up with an excuse for it as well, which I sort of understand, but I really don't think it should have happened. Because it says that government officials have said that the catering bill includes the transportation cost of cooking equipment. So basically, you know where you get like the big boxes that they load onto planes? Like the ones filled with the food. Because they don't physically cook it on, like they might just warm it up on the plane. But they're not sat there like genuinely just dishing it up on a plane. So when they go on about the transportation costs of the cooking equipment, I don't know about you, but when we used to go on holidays, and you'd go on a plane, every single time there'd be a can of Pringles, and you'd take, like, I don't know, some Skittles in your pocket. Not loose, that's not right. You'd still have them in the packet. You wouldn't just put loose food in your pocket. We're not quite there yet. You'd probably have a £1 bottle of Coca-Cola. And other than a sandwich that one of your parents has made, that's pretty much it. Like, I honestly, I don't even think all of that time that I've spent on a plane, mostly when I was a kid, I don't really get away much these days. But there's no way that I've spent more than that on food just on a plane. And that is through, like, I'm 32. That's through my entire life. Like, honestly, I have not spent that in total across all of my plane journeys. But when it comes to the politicians, that's just an average day. And this is just the one that we're finding out about through the Freedom of Information request. Like, you imagine how much stuff there is that we don't know. In fact, it goes on to say Cleverly, who's now the shadow Home Secretary, because obviously they got booted out a couple of months ago, and probably rightly so. It says that he also spent £22,324, which is almost £1,500 per person. And again, this is purely on in-flight catering. So, like, Cleverly, please just take some food in a bag or something. Like, just a sandwich. I know the trip to Rwanda, like it says here, was 8.5 hours. Just have a look at this here. 8.5-hour flight, 653 quid. It's not quite, but it is almost £100 of food every hour. Like, you imagine that. The first hour you could probably do it, but you'd be so full by like hour 4, 5 or 6. Just almost £100 worth of food every hour. I guess it's easy to do when it's not their money. But like I said, a couple of sandwiches and a multi-pack of crisps. I mean, there's 14 officials there. I'm sure, like, one of those big boxes of crisps. There's got to be like 14, 15 in there. So just one of those big boxes, couple of sandwiches. What are we up to now? About a tenner. Okay, so we've got some wiggle room. You get a 24-pack of, like, any cans of your choice, whether it's Pepsi, Coca-Cola, or Sprite, or Fanta. They're about 7 quid. So we're up to about £17. So we got crisps, sandwiches, that's food pretty much sorted. And we've also got drinks sorted as well. I can't think of anything else. I mean, you got food and you got drink, and we're at £17. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't actually think of anything else. I mean, in-flight entertainment is going to be all sorted. Like, you just go on your phone. So yeah, we've spent £17. They've spent £9,803.20. They really don't live in the real world. Like these politicians, just because it's not their money. And they also don't really know how society functions. They'd rather spend they'd rather waste your money, rather than just going down the local Tesco. And just finally, it says here that his 14-person entourage, on a 5-flight bundle, this was to Japan, Papua New Guinea, the Solomon Islands, New Zealand and Indonesia. It cost £561,000. for 14 plane tickets. Honestly, there is absolutely no limit to these people and how they'll spend their money. But let me know what you think as well. Do you think that they needed to spend almost £10,000? Or like myself, would you just rather spend the £17 and just get a couple of sandwiches, some crisps and some cans? One last time, £10,000. And as always, thank you for becoming one of the 53,411 subscribers.
This country has gone crazy.